Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a really great week, getting back into the routine of everything. I am Mrs. Floyd, your school social worker. And so today I want to talk about when sad feels heavy and how to manage depression. I sent out a survey last week, I believe it was, asking you guys for your thoughts, your ideas on what you wanted to hear about on my Wednesday videos. And you guys had a lot of great ideas. And so, definitely some of those things that you guys suggested, you're going to be hearing about in the coming weeks and months. And then there's a new thing that I'm going to use on a Wednesday that I will talk to you about next Wednesday. So today, let's talk about when sad feels heavy and how to manage depression. So I want you, if you feel comfortable, to raise your hand if you have ever felt sad for more than a few days in a week. And if even if you don't raise your hand and you felt that way, I just want to acknowledge that's actually showing that you're human. We all have a range of emotions, and some emotions stick around for more than a day, more than 2 days, and then sometimes they go away and sometimes they don't. So I just want to say, middle school is a lot, from school stress, academic stuff, to friend stuff, drama, family stuff. And I think you guys having to deal with the pressures that you might experience because of social media and technology and things like that. All of those things, all of those different categories can impact and affect our mood. And then you tack onto that you guys are in a period of your life that you're a teenager. So there's lots of changes happening just within yourself. Hormone changes, which affect our mood and our mindset. Um, Body changes. You're figuring yourself out more. You have more of your own thoughts and opinions. You're becoming more independent. And in all of that, there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of confusion and questions and insecurities. So all of this is normal, including sadness. So let's clear something up right away. Depression, if somebody struggles with depression for more than a few days in a week or more than a couple of months in a row, that's not weak. That's not attention seeking. That's not dramatic. That is something legitimate that someone is experiencing. But depression is feeling sad or empty more days than not, feeling like you've lost interest in things that you would usually be interested in, feeling alone or hopeless. And all of those things kind of affect your sleep, where you're just want to sleep all the time, or you're not sleeping hardly at all. So these are some symptoms that someone may be struggling with depression. Now, let's also normalize some of these, because I think some of these are also normal for different stages of life that we're going through because of what I just mentioned. Hormone changes, life situations that are happening, not all of that. But the important part is that we have skills and we have ways to treat depression. So that is something that is manageable and feasible, even though it may not feel like it all the time. And, these big emotions, depression, anxiety, um, worry, hopelessness, insecurity, all of these emotions, to me, as a therapist, have a voice. They speak to us, they tell us things, whether they're helpful things or not. So depression has a voice, and depression will tell us that nothing's going to help, that you are so alone, that no one is going to understand. And this is just how it is, and things are just never going to get better. That's what depression says. That's the voice of of depression. And I want you to I want to tell you, all of those things are lies. They're not true at all. I can counter each one of those with something that is actually true. Um, so let's fight back with some different skills. The first one is called shrink the day. That means sometimes we can get sad or depressed or anxious because we're looking at the big picture. We're looking at having to get through the whole week or the whole month. But let's zoom it in, let's shrink it down a little bit, and let's just focus on the next half hour or the next hour. Or I'm just going to get through this one class that I'm in. I can get through this one class or this next hour or this next 30 minutes. So make your perspective just a little bit smaller. Now, there are some things that we have to look at big picture wise to plan ahead for studying for tests or projects or, different activities and events. But also it's important to step away from that planning ahead and thinking ahead to being in the moment and just focusing on what do I need to do right now in this moment besides breathe. I need to get through this class or this moment. So that's shrinking the day. Small steps count. So let's just focus on small steps sometimes. The second one is moving your body, even just a little bit. So that means going on a walk for like 15 to 30 minutes every day. And depression and sadness often tells us we don't have the energy to do that. Sometimes we have to do it even if we don't have the energy. And when we do these things, energy comes. And I'm going to talk about how this affects motivation here in a few minutes. But so moving your body, shrink the day, move your body, walk 15 to 20 minutes, stretch, yoga, go shoot some hoops, or my favorite, throw on some music and have a little dance party in your room, in your house, doing something to move your body. That movement helps your brain release chemicals that actually fight depression. So if you want to get past this or to push past it, this is one thing to do. And I'm not saying that all these things are easy to do, but that doesn't mean we don't do them just because they don't feel easy. The third is to say it out loud. Anxiety, depression, sadness, worry, any of those emotions grow in silence, meaning those things are going to grow because we're stuck in our head and we're not sharing this with anybody. And we find help and we find freedom by talking about things to people that can help you. Like, I get it, talking to your friends is maybe something that you find helpful, but your friends actually can't do a lot to help you other than listen. You need to go and talk to a trusted adult. So first, we're going to say it out loud. We're going to tell someone, I'm not okay. I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time. Saying that doesn't necessarily fix it automatically, but it sets you in motion to be able to get that help that you need. So we have shrink the day, move your body, say it out loud. I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time. I'm not okay. Number 4, do one thing that you used to enjoy. Maybe you used to enjoy drawing. I'm sorry. Maybe you used to enjoy music. Maybe you used to enjoy gaming or writing or just being with people. So I want you to think about what's one thing that you used to do before you felt this way. And I want you to plan to do that activity at least 2 or 3 times this week. And this is where I want to talk about motivation. You may not feel motivated to do any of these coping skills, but that's the thing with motivation. We don't feel motivated until after we do something, and then we feel motivated. The next thing is we need to be kinder to ourselves. So telling ourselves, I'm going to be okay. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to reach out for help. So when you need more coping skills, the important thing is to reach out to a trusted adult, a trusted counselor, me, or a trusted teacher, a parent, a grandparent, a coach, some trusted adult that can actually get you the support and the help that you need. So you have options, and that is something that you need to remind yourself of. So if you're dealing with depression, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not alone. There are people here, myself included, that want to listen, want to hear, want to help. So you're not alone. This will not last forever. Help works, people care, and you deserve that support and that care. So if this video has made you think about this a little bit and you want to talk about it, please email me or swing by the office and ask to talk to me or the guidance counselors, Mrs. Mertz or Mrs. O'Neill. We'd be happy to talk to you. I want you to know today is going to be a great day. Stay connected with people and look for the positive in your day. Have a great day. Bye.